I'm now going to show you how you can stamp with your aqua markers, because you can use them for stamping as well, which is absolutely brilliant, because the more we can do with them and the more we can use them, the better. And that's what it's all about, is getting the most out of our pens. So I've just got some watercolor cardstock here, and to start with I need to give a nice wash background to this, to give it something to stamp onto. We could still stamp onto white, but I think we need something a bit more vibrant. So I think I'm going to go in with let's go in with some, what colour to choose? There's so many beautiful colours to choose from. I think I'm going to go with crimson. So I'm just going to pop some crimson on my craft mat, and with my watercolour brush I'm just going to give a wash of the crimson that I've used here. I forgot the colour I've used then. So I'm just putting some more on there. I'm just getting a nice colour wash background, because obviously you can stamp with the same colour that you've got your background if you want to have that nice uniformed look. So we'll try and go for that. So I'm happy with that. Then we'll just wipe this up. I'm going to just heat dry this with my heat gun. So just give that a minute to dry off. Now you'll notice when you use your aqua markers that when you try and heat dry rather than dry naturally, your paper will start to curl. But don't worry, that's absolutely fine. And if it starts to curl upwards like this, best thing to do is turn it over and also heat from the opposite side, because by heating from the opposite side your paper is also wet on the back, because it's wet right the way through. It will help to straighten your paper out. So just dry that off both sides so we get a nice dry area to stamp on. So that's nice and dry now. So I don't know whether you quite heard over the noise, but if you heat the back of your paper as well, it will help it to stop curling, because when you soak your watercolour cardstock, it gets soaked all the way through, and if you feel the back of it when you've wet the front, it will also feel wet. So got a nice background there, and then I've just got a nice swirly stamp here, and we're going to go ahead and stamp on our watercolour card. So I'm using the same colour again. Get your aqua marker at the bullet end, and on the side just go in and colour on the side of your pen. Don't scrub with the nib, because you'll ruin your nibs. Just go in on the side. Now this is where you can also add a few colours at a time. This is watercolour, so it will not damage your stamps at all. It just washes away with water. I'm just gradually going round with the side of my pen, because on this I'm going to add a couple of colours just to show you that you don't have to just use one colour. So I'm just going to bring in a bit of colour around the edge of that one as well, just going in around the edge. And then I think I'm going to go for the next. Should we go for the next colour up, or should we go for a different colour? Let's try let's go with a bit of teal on this, just to show the contrasting colours. So again, as you can see on the stamp, it's dried already. Okay, so don't worry, this won't contaminate your pens, because under my bright lights it's drying quite quickly. So then you're going to think, well, hang on, how's she going to stamp? But I will show you. So I'm just building up the colour here. You don't have to do this. I could have stamped the whole thing all in one colour, and that would have been fine as well. But I just want to show you in one video how you can stamp using several colours. If I had a flower stamp, say, or a tree stamp, and I wanted to do, say, the trunk brown but the leaves of the tree green, this is where your pens, rather than an ink pad, you can do this. So I've just got a nice lot of colour on there now. Just put a bit of the teal around the edge there as well. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That's nicely on there. So that's using the two colours there that I've done that with. And then obviously that's dried quite quickly under these lights. So now to reactivate it, you have to huff with your hot breath to reactivate it before we stick it down, and you have to work quite quickly now. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just huffing my hot air on the stamp. And then I'm going to stamp it down. Onto there, and your colours now are coming through. Now the crimson hasn't quite come through as much as I would have liked, but I can see it in this light. I don't quite know whether you can see it on the film there, but this is where I can now go in again. I haven't got to clean my stamp. I can go in again and add some more colour. So I'll add some more of the crimson. You can get a bit out of breath with it, like here I'm using quite a big stamp. I perhaps should have used a smaller stamp, but never mind. So I'm going to go in again with a bit more of the blue. Okay, and then I do the same again. I can do some off the page stamping. Could do one up there actually, so I might just huff on this area here. And rock that over. That's come out a bit more vibrant now. Now obviously I have re-inked here, but I haven't used it, so I'm going to huff on this area now and try and put some more over here. There we go, and that's come out a bit better. So that's showing with your aqua markers. You can stamp with them as well, not just in one colour but in two. And the beauty of these is with a normal baby wipe or some water and a piece of kitchen paper, because obviously the aqua markers are watercolour, you can just rub that over your stamp and you can see how quickly the colour has come away. So it's really quick and easy to clean up, so it does not damage your stamps at all. It works on the clear acrylic stamps as well as the grey mounted or red mounted stamps. So by using your stamps and your aqua markers, you can get some lovely effects with your cards just by using one product. So it's a great product to use. Haven't just got to use it for colouring in, you can use it for your stamping as well. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. If you'd like to see some other techniques I've used for backgrounds and things that you can do with your aqua markers, you can pop over to my website dawnsinspirations.com, and there's some short videos there so you can see some other ideas that you can do using your Spectrum Wire aqua markers. Bye bye for now.